we just can't get in touch with our client. We could just squeeze in there.
They just pull the rug underneath him.
What the heck does that mean?
Now he has nothing.
This is, I think, the nail in the coffin. Welcome to another week in the life. This is a shorter week. It's also an exciting week. Make sure you watch to the end. It's gonna change things up a little bit. But before we get started, I had a wonderful weekend. Woke up early today. Gotta get my workout in to start every single day. Happy Monday and welcome back to another week in the life. What I do every day as a recruiter at my own agency in the technology industry. Just had an amazing workout and now we're back. It's also a short week and also an exciting week. If you want to know why, make sure you watch till the end. Gonna do a little traveling and change things up a little bit. But with that said, we got a lot of things going on to catch you up, but I'm particularly excited before we get into that. It's December, last 30 days left of 2022. And if you are as excited as I am to end this year off the best that we can, please feel free to support a fellow recruiter. Give us a like, subscribe, click that bell, and let's get started. I also want to add, if you haven't done so, make sure you check out our brand new YouTube channel that hosts the full episodes of the podcast, talking to some incredible people. Love to hear people's stories and how they got to where they are now, from epic recruiters to amazing innovative disruptors and tech founders. Don't forget to also join our Discord channel. It's completely free and an amazing opportunity for you to just surround yourself with like-minded individuals who just want to help and collaborate with each other. And last but not least, I'm always excited to meet other talent acquisition professionals and recruiters around the world. If you guys have a great track record and you guys are just crushing it, feel free to reach out to me. Happy to do splits, partnerships, happy to collaborate in any way that we can. And last but not least, I have just a limited number of slots per week to do coaching calls. So if you are a freelancer, contractor, you own your own small business and you are facing difficulties or struggling, you want to just, find your ways to make your processes, systems more efficient, feel free to reach out to me. Would love to help you in any way that I can as well. And the people that I've spoken to thus far, it's been an amazing experience to see them, especially after a call, just continue to crush it. So let's get started with this week. Coming into this week, we have a candidate with one of our real estate early stage clients that we think is doing really well with our client, but he just told us last Thursday and Friday that he has multiple other offers that he's doing his best to push back. Why? Because he told us he ranks a client number one. The biggest issue here is that we just can't get in touch with our client. Like, we've emailed them, we've called them, nothing. And I really hope that we hear from them soon, because one of the offers needs to have a decision later today. And if we don't, I would hate for my client to lose this. And it just boggles my mind why we're having so much difficulty getting in touch with our client when this is the final hour. And we all need to have our ducks in the row and be able to just be accessible and respond to situations, especially this late in stage, as it's very dynamic. A lot of emotions are in the air, and it's really important not to make any mistakes here. This is for a head of growth role. I think this candidate was from probably our third submission. She loved them. She ended up just talking to our candidate directly with us, which is not ideal, but I'm just hoping that we just don't lose this and he has to accept an offer with another company when he loves our client more. So hoping to give you some more feedback on that. We also got a really interesting situation where we had a software engineer that was supposed to start December last week, and basically when I followed up with him, he's like, hey, I didn't start because the client is deferring my start date indefinitely. I'm like, what the heck does that mean? So then I texted, I called the founder, I'm like, what is going on? He's like, we're definitely pushing it back. I'm like, why? He didn't respond. I emailed him like, hey, can you please let me know? Do we need to change the start date? What's going on? Nothing. What happened was we also placed other people at this company about a year and a half ago. He actually responded back to me, or he actually reached out to me directly at another thread. He's like, hey, we need to talk about this company. There might be some issues funding wise, which is why we're not picking up the product manager role. We're not moving forward with hiring product managers. And he's seeing other things in the company that is concerning to him, which kind of makes the sense. But the thing is, my engineer was supposed to start December 1st. he's not starting, which means we can't get paid for all the effort that we put in. And this is with also a founder that historically before, like we did a couple placements there and he just paid us like 69 days later. I remember even talking to you guys when earlier this year, when he reached out back to us saying, hey, we need to hire another engineer, product managers, can you help? I was really conflicted because I'm like, I like to work with companies that respect us, that are professional, that do things the right way. But ultimately I decided to re-engage because we have a long-standing history with this founder. But last experience was a huge red flag. This is, I think, the nail in the coffin. The fact that like I'm hearing about this late in stages, my founder didn't give us a heads up, like, is unacceptable. We will most likely not work with them ever again. I'm not sure exactly how to rectify this situation. We did put the effort into finding the candidate, but he's not starting, right? And typically, like, we send the invoices out once they actually officially start. So gonna have to look into this. This is the first time this ever happened to me. I thought I saw everything in recruiting, but I guess I didn't. I guess the joke's on me. With that said though, I'm gonna make this an awesome day. Have 2 candidate calls, doing a recruiting call with the client, picking up a designer. We're waiting on locking in 2 or 3 more clients this week to hopefully pick up more roles. And it's gonna be a busy week, a busy December, especially before 2023. So have a couple calls right now. I'll talk to you in a bit. One of my biggest recommendations to just find continued success in your job or in recruiting or freelancing or contracting is just, you have to show up. I can't stress this enough. I think it's so important to focus on working smarter or choosing different tools, choosing different softwares. But if you're not consistent and you don't show up, then your business or your work is just not going to be consistent. It will not compound over time. You create just amazing results. So many times when I felt like the world was turning upside down with 2020, recession, I'm not feeling well, I don't want to work. All those times I did whatever I could just to show up and be consistent, focus on the basic primary activities that I need to do every single day to keep my desk, to keep my work and business moving forward. And by doing that, it continually builds on itself. And if you can just be consistent and give to your business, eventually your business, your work, your desk will end up taking care of you as well. There's no point for me to like go really hard 1 month, slack 1 month, go really hard 1 week, slack off 2 weeks, or go hard 2 days, slack off a day. Maybe that works for you, but for me psychologically, I want a desk, I want a business, I want a job that just has continual action and momentum every single day. And that only happens from consistent work. I think it's if you work really hard in a short spurt of time, you get a spike of activity, but then you pull off the gas, then it goes back down. I would rather I just stay consistent at this level than shooting up, going down, shooting up, going down. Not only will that make your results and consistency just like not there, but it can also just be very anxiety inducing and very just stressful to kind of go through something like that. For me, I want something stable, not like this, ideally like this, but again, either way, stability and stable results can only come from stable effort and consistent effort over time. So the biggest thing is if you're struggling right now and you're finding difficulty, sometimes it's not so much about like, how are you crafting your outreach? What tools are you using? What software is? Hey, what's your effort output over time? And is it consistent, or is it very just like indexed on Monday, Tuesday, you take Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off, and maybe like the following week you travel, you're spending time with friends, maybe you work hard Wednesday and Friday. Like, is it consistent, or are you really putting in that work every single day? I'd rather you shoot for more of a conservative target every day than go for something super big and then you just fizzle out and burn out. I think that leads to burnout, and you don't want that at all. That can just not be healthy for you emotionally, psychologically, especially if you're working for yourself when already like the stakes are really high and there's just a lot of risk. So I think the biggest thing for the rest of this year and for next year, if you're in recruiting, you're freelancing, doing anything for yourself, is just show up and do the work. There's no substitute for hard work. You can of course work smart, you can of course use better tools, but if you're not working hard consistently, none of that really just makes sense at the end of the day. So make sure you show up, do work, take care of your work, because your work will end up taking care of you. That helps. All right, so we just heard back from my client where we didn't hear back from at all last week, and she said that she actually got my email basically that said, hey, urgent, we need to talk because the candidate that you like has like now 1 offer, possibly multiple offers that he needs to decide on Monday, And she finally emailed us back, like, thank God. And she basically said, I actually reached out and we had a chat over the weekend. It went well. And as a final step, want him to connect with our lead investor, which will be amazing because, wow, I just want to get this done. And the candidate apparently is pushing back possibly multiple offers because he ranks my client number one. So just want to get this done. Now, my next step is to just hopefully wait and help in any way that I possibly humanly can to get this call scheduled, follow up with both, hope it goes well. At this point, it's honestly a formality when people want to chat with like the chairmen or the board or the investors. There's a very, very slim chance of it not going well. But as you know, if you've been following, anything can happen, right? So we'll see what happens. I'll be watching that very closely. Just had an amazing client call, possibly a new client for a kind of designer position. Picked up the role, super straightforward, digital designer, ideally HTML, CSS, really great background, website specifically. And yeah, looking to kind of move forward fast on that ASAP. So send them the agreement. As soon as we get that back, boom, a new search is going to start, giving us ample work for the remaining couple weeks. So we'll keep on going. It is now Tuesday, and so far the day is going really well. As of right now, the candidate that is supposed to be speaking with the lead investor is happening right now. I believe they started about 10 minutes ago, hoping it goes well, because if this goes well, it could be a final, and we could just squeeze in there where another candidate initially had an offer that closed. Now it's our candidate, and the founder is accelerating every step, not to mention our candidate pushing back other offers. Let's just see what happens. We also have another marketing interview happening right now, another interview happening at 2, followed by 2 more software engineers and a product happening at 4. So considering it's Tuesday, a lot of momentum is happening, which is really exciting. And yeah, excited to kind of see how things are going, and let's see what we can do from there. When it comes to recruiting, the easiest way for you to establish credibility and authority when it talks to candidates is you gotta get to know your market really, 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 really well. And the first thing to help do that is not just be generalized, but be specialized. Pick an industry that you're passionate about, that you know something about. Pick a type of specific job or 2 within that and just get to know it really well. How do you get to know it well? A couple things that you can do. The easiest is talk to the candidates and listen. Open up your ears, stop talking and just listen. The easiest way for you to absorb all the buzzwords, must-have skills, the trendy demands when it comes to like the intangibles and tangible desired skills is to just listen from the actual talent that are using it. I would also do whatever you can. Read books, watch YouTube videos, Google, do whatever you can just to constantly absorb, because the better that you can do that, the better you can communicate with candidates, the better you can communicate with clients, and just sound a lot more educated overall. So be specialized, talk to the candidates, and utilize whatever resources, paid or free, to do whatever you can to just learn and immerse yourself as much as possible. There are also so many other really great online certificate courses, free resources to use online, so be resourceful. Go out there, whatever market that you're in, really dive deep and understand as much as you can, because not only will that help your self-confidence, it will help you with all the stakeholders you're talking to, both on the candidate and client front. So fingers crossed. So good luck, I hope that helps. Happy Wednesday, and you are not going to believe it. I had a chance to go out, had a wonderful date night with my wife yesterday, hoping that this candidate with this kind of an Airbnb-esque business was going to hire a head of growth. Like, he synced up with the investor, he said it went well, and I was supposed to just wait all day yesterday, hoping for the founder to connect with the investor and that it was good, it was a green light, and they're moving forward. I didn't hear from her all last night, and then the reason why I was texting my candidate while I was out is because he has multiple offers, and one of them are like, hey, we need a hard deadline by Wednesday to make a decision. So I'm scrambling to do whatever I can. She also, the founder earlier yesterday, asked for references, so I reached out directly to the candidate, like, hey, send me your references. I sent it over. I also shot her an email saying, hey, can you get through all the references by tomorrow? Because typically you can't usually get through references that fast. I'm like, are you ever gonna consider a scenario where you might have to bypass the references because you might not have enough time? We would hate for you to lose on this candidate. Regardless, I was texting the candidate yesterday. I'm like, hey, like, from my understanding, it looks really, really good. They're really excited about you. It's really a formality for you to connect with the investor. Please send me your references. I sent it over. He sent it to me. I sent it back to the founder. And then I didn't hear from the founder all day yesterday. And then this morning rolls around, and as I was working out in the morning, I get an email from the founder saying, hey, spoke with the investor. It now seems apparent that we want someone with more of a different type of growth background than someone just specifically focused on traditional search and social. And as a result, we're going to pass. Let's reconnect to kind of talk about better profiles. When you hear this, you're like, oh, it's fine. You're going to pick up another the role. Like that's, I think, the silver lining. But I think, first of all, I was shocked. I did not expect this to not happen. Like everything was looking good. She accelerated the process. Typically, like it's very, very, very rare for someone to like pull the plug on a candidate when they talk to the chairman or board members or investors. At that point, it's usually just a formality. So I'm like, I don't know what happened in the past 24 hours, but I am shocked that this is like getting pulled out of our seat based on that conversation yesterday. The biggest thing, the reason why I'm frustrated is because that makes the candidate not have the best experience, because like I was doing whatever we can to keep him engaged, excited, warm. He was doing whatever he can to push all the offers at, thinking like, hey, I'm close to getting an offer with this client. I want to just give myself as much space as possible so that I can kind of strongly consider an offer. And we were expecting an offer to come out last night or today for him to kind of negotiate and then close. And then for him to like have that mindset and then having to hear back from me and the team saying, hey, the client left field, decide not to move forward, like it completely blindsided him. He's like, I have no idea what happened. And then like, I just feel horrible letting him know because we had no idea this would happen too. Like typically, by the time a candidate interviews with a formality of a process after the final round, then the company would have done a decent job in thoroughly vetting the candidate and being like 95, 98, 99% sure that they're gonna hire this person. For them to like change their mind and do a complete 180 switch after he talked to the interview, I think that's just like a horrible experience for the candidate. And so what's gonna happen is we're probably gonna lose him. He's gonna accept another offer. He's probably gonna need some time to work with us again because he probably like, you know what, this is just a horrible situation. I don't wanna be a part of it. And I just have to just genuinely apologize. Like we went for bat for you and we thought this was gonna happen and like now it's not happening. So, you know, in recruiting, stuff like this happens and I think I'm used to it. It just never gets easier because I've just empathized with the receiving party, in this case, the candidate. I just want them to have a good experience regardless whether or not they have actually get the job. So kind of bummed out about that, but you know, you have to just, you can't feel sorry for yourself. You can't lick your wounds too much. You just kind of get up and running, get back on your feet and just continue to move forward and try again. So at this point, I'm hoping to kind of sync up with the founder to get more feedback about why she's not moving forward with my candidate, and then hoping to maybe, as a silver lining, pick up a job. So that's a bummer. Not really the best news, but at least another silver lining is just got off the phone with our favorite aviation tech client, and we're gonna hire or pick up a group product manager. So any senior lead manager of PMs that has any specific experience when it comes to accounting software, accounting tools, account management, like reach out to me. Gonna start sourcing for this immediately. They could probably go up to maybe like 160, 180, which is a little bit low, but they do offer a bonus and tons of growth on top of that, not to mention amazing perks joining a company like this. So it'd be good to kind of pick this up and kind of keep us busy for the rest of this year. And then yeah, we'll see what we can do. But I honestly thought we had this growth position in the bag, was hoping to kind of close this out in addition to the other outstanding offer on Friday that we're waiting for this PM. I hope that happens. We spoke with the candidate last night and she's completely excited. She went from like, you know, playing hard to read to like actually using the words like I'm excited. And at that point, I just have to just honestly talk through it with her, right? Like, what do you want? What do you don't want? And I understand that getting a new job can be very stressful. It's a huge decision. But like a lot of the counters that she was saying about my client, like this client's risky. I'm like, look, at the end of the day, if we learned anything in 2020, everything is risky. Big companies, established companies is risky. There are layoffs happening. Small companies, risky. What is becoming more clear is whatever you're gonna do something that actually excites you and fulfills you, because you never know what's gonna happen. And she might perceive her current job to be risky, to say, but it's not. It's risky as well. Not to mention she's just not engaged or excited. And so I was able to kind of talk about my just objective experience and thoughts about that matter. And I told her, like, whatever happens, we want to do whatever we can to kind of help you make that decision you're pumped about. And we also talked about her having to walk away from 20K next year if she were to stay. And I'm like, look, if 20K, if you really, really, really need that, and that's your only reason why you'd stay, you should just take the money and just stay. But if you want to leave because you want to join a smaller company, be more fulfilled, mission driven, scope, management, growth, opportunities, equity, then you should seriously continue to take a look at the client. I'm like, there's a reason why you continue to interview throughout the whole process. And if it was only about that 20K, you probably would have, stopped the interview process a long time ago. So there's, of course, it's not all about money with the candidate, but just having to just talk it through and give the candidate space to just process this is super key, especially at this late stage. So we're not going to know what happens till probably tomorrow or Friday. We'll let you know, but still have a couple interviews going on right now. Going to start sourcing PMs and got to leave for the airport in a couple hours because we're going somewhere to just enjoy for the rest of the year, but we'll still be working. And if you want to know where we go, continue to watch. We'll see you in a bit. Good morning. We have arrived in San Diego to meet some friends, hang out with some family later. But as you know, if you've been watching, gotta wake up, gotta get a workout in, and we're still got to work. A lot of exciting updates to share with you all. And nevertheless, still excited to be back on the West Coast. It's quite something to wake up to blue skies and palm trees. So let's make it an awesome day. We'll keep you updated. All right, this is the office for the day. Got some matcha here, laptop, food. Found myself a nice little conference room in San Diego. The California sun is just right there. So gotta work hard. Gonna be here for a couple more hours sourcing, and then hopefully we can go out and enjoy. Happy Thursday. Just to kind of add to the ongoing saga of this week. So the candidate that unfortunately got rejected from my client, I thought at the very least he would be able to get and accept one of his other offers, but he just emailed me saying that in the time being of waiting for my client to extend this offer, his other competing offer, somehow they rescinded it with the reason that they moved on with someone else, which is shocking because like they told him that they wanted him a lot, and this specific offer only just came out quite recently, so it wasn't like they were waiting for a long time. I don't exactly know the full story here, but it seemed like that option closed out of the blue, so I don't know what's happening. Maybe it's end of the year, companies are getting desperate, aggressive, holiday spirits happening. I don't know what's happening, but I think the heartbreaking thing is like the candidate, at least if my client didn't pull through, I was hoping that at least he can go with one of his other offers, and the offer that he was kind of waiting or banking on, they just pulled the rug underneath him, and now he has nothing. And I just feel absolutely horrible. And like the reason why I feel even worse is like I'm all about doing whatever I can to maintain just like a really good candidate experience, and this has not been a really good candidate experience for him, and I'm still trying to like get feedback from my client, and I haven't heard back from him yet. So not a good sign. It's a giant red flag. And you know, whatever happens, I get it. Like companies can change directions, they can change their mind, they hire someone else, but it'd be nice to at least give us a heads up or not feel like, you know, we're getting blindsided, us, but more important, the candidate, because what was communicated directly to the candidate was they liked him a lot and they were super serious, and somehow after this talk with the investor, they want to go completely different directions. So I don't know what happened, but you know, for recruiters out there, let's just do whatever we can to just preserve relationships by maintaining the best experience that we can. I don't care at the end of the day if the candidate gets a job through our client. I just want to make sure they had a good experience working with us, working with our client. And so I feel like I have to do a lot of damage control. I still want to get like really, really good feedback. The only way I can do that is to honestly sync up with the founder and see like what's going on. Like, can we chat, right? So that's kind of waiting for the time being. I also picked up the group product manager role, really looking for someone specifically with any sort of accounting experience. They're going to start sourcing for that. Our product manager should be getting an offer, I think, sometime tomorrow. So we'll honestly see what happens. I spoke with her earlier this week and she's excited. It's going to be a difficult close. It has to just make sense financially because she's walking away from 20K. But my mindset going to this is trying to just talk it out with her, saying, is it really about a 20K? Or if it's not, let's talk about all the other reasons why you want to join my client and see if we can make that happen for you. And then other than that, we have another client call tomorrow, talk to other great candidates, trying to close account executive and engineers, and we'll see what we can do and see if we can kind of end the week off strong. But really happy to be on the West Coast here. And one of the favorite things of being on the West Coast last year is waking up super early and then working East Coast hours on West Coast time, because once I'm done at 5 on the East Coast, that's only 2 p.m. here. You have the whole day to explore and have fun and go hike. It's amazing instead of being pitch dark, cold, and you can't really do anything. So really excited to kind of work hard, put in the work and stretch my legs and see what we can do. So I will keep you updated. It's gonna be a long day and let's see what happens. Taking a little break from work and squeezing in a quick workout. The thing with the West Coast is you have to wake up super early before the East Coast business hours starts. So I didn't have time to work out right before work, but did a couple hours of sourcing, talked to some really great candidates, managing all our pipelines, squeezing in a quick workout, gonna do a little bit more working afterwards, and then on for the day, time to explore San Diego. Just got word that our product manager that's supposed to be expecting possible offer on Friday, we were CC'd an email from the founder to her asking her for her address, which is an amazing sign, and whether or not she's happy to talk to the head of engineering because they'll be working closely together and they just want to say hi to her. So I think all in all, it could be a good sign that things are moving forward. If there are any concerns at all, it'd be that for any reason, like this head of engineering conversation doesn't go well, but I'm hoping that and expecting that doesn't happen. But as you know, with the candidate we just went through for head of growth, anything can happen in recruiting.
So not gonna hold my breath. We'll see what happens. But slowly everything is looking good. Fingers crossed. We want to see an offer come out and then we can start negotiations if needed. So slowly, not getting my hopes up. Let's see what can happen. It is really cold here. Left the cold on the East Coast to come to San Diego to still freeze my butt off, but still amazing. Grateful and blessed to be here. Gonna enjoy this, enjoy the sunset. Have a wonderful evening. See you in a bit. Good morning and happy Friday. Just had an incredible second half of the day yesterday. Had some amazing tacos. Checked out classic California beach with an epic sunset. And coming into today, just doing what we can, even though we're traveling, to finish the week off strong. We should have the offer going out for our product manager candidate, fingers crossed. Talking to a new client today, talking to 5 other candidates. So even though I'm traveling, nothing stops. That's the beauty of recruiting, whether you're independent, freelance, solo, or just running a small agency. So gonna sit down, find a desk, and let's end this day off and see what happens. All right, back in the conference room here. I just heard back from my client that basically after talking to her investors, she wanted to pass on my candidate, and it just resulted in just a tragic candidate experience. Followed up with her for a couple days, finally heard back from her this morning. Apparently the VC recommended another candidate to her, and they accelerated the process. They made an offer out on someone else, which is not the best thing I want to hear, because I would have been happy to kind of resume and restart the search. I have to now kind of just stay in a holding pattern until next Monday or Tuesday to see what happens. And yeah, not ideal, because we were this close of having a deal and now we're this close of just losing it completely. But that's what happens, and that's what happens with recruiting. You just have to kind of roll with the waves, take the punches, and just adapt. So that is a bummer there. Probably not gonna hear of anything new. I did hear from the candidate that's going to hopefully receive an offer today that she wants to just chat with me and the team. I don't exactly know about what, so it's a little bit concerning. I don't know why she wants to talk. I hope it's not a bad sign, because if I lose this, that would just be like horrendous thing to go through, especially like if I'm traveling, because yeah, man, things are just tough right now. Losing offers, candidates not having the best experience, and companies that are just, I don't know, making decisions that I just don't understand. But hey, it's a Friday. We made it to the end of the week. That's not gonna let me slow down. I'm gonna still do whatever we can to kind of make this an awesome day, an awesome week. Still have to just compartmentalize, get ready for the client call with another new potential client that we're talking to. Hopefully that goes well. And then yeah, we will hopefully sync with the candidate and see what's going on with her. And I hope it's not bad news. We'll see what happens. So it's December 2022. It's tough right now, right? If you're a solo recruiter on the agency side, you own agencies, I think getting business is tough. It will continue to be tough. Talked to like a lot of great kind of clients over the past couple months, and a lot of them are just slowing down or just not using external partners like us to hire. And it's never something that you want to hear. It's becoming even harder, I think, to kind of get into the door. And there's of course just a lot more competition, a lot more recruiters out there just going after the same business. And I think whether you're seasoned or you're starting off new, we're all kind of going through this together. I think next year should be very interesting. It should still continue to be very, very challenging. So it's really, really important to understand, like, who are you? What's your identity? What clearly is your value proposition for companies and clients that you reach out to? How are you going to be different? And how can you leave a lasting and memorable impression, right? I think that should be top of mind for everybody, not just in recruiting, any business, any partnership, sales, biz dev, like that's what you have to think about to get new business in this climate. It's not going to be as easy and accessible like it was during like an amazing, healthy, robust, bullish market. So we have to be consistent, provide value, personalize our outreach, just spend even more time than we're used to personalizing everything and crafting like a compelling, engaging outreach, hopefully to kind of maximize and increase the chances of someone wanting to respond to you. So it's difficult, but like we're going to continue to do whatever we can to finish this year off strong and hoping to kind of continue the momentum next year. Just grateful all the things that we were able to accomplish this year alone. But you know me, like whether it's December, whether it's Friday, it doesn't matter. I want to finish the week off strong. I want to finish this year off strong. We'll do whatever we can to continue doing what we can, experiment, test, meet new clients, hoping to kind of build that book of business and just keep on going. I think it's very, very easy to do business when everything's working out great, everyone's making money, record profits, no recession. I think, you know, when your back is against the wall, when markets are tough, it's really going to force you like, wow, am I in this for the long haul? Am I just trying to do this for a quick buck? Am I kind of always, you know, one leg in, one leg out type of thing, and I'm going to use this as an excuse to do something else? Or am I going to stay committed? And then if I am, how am I going to get through this? Like be committed, be resourceful, be creative, test new things, be consistent, and keep showing up are important pillars I will continue to do just to end this month off strong. So all eyes are on the prize, really just making sure that our product manager candidate continues to have a really good relationship and experience with me and the client. I'm hoping the call that happens is not a bad call and that there should be no issues. Fingers crossed, but we will of course let you know. It's be like such a sad way to end the week if it doesn't pan out. So taking a deep breath, not gonna jump to any conclusions. We'll see what happens. I'll keep you updated. Happy Friday afternoon. Just heard that our marketing candidates are moving forward. New client call moving forward, ending the week off in a very strong manner, which I love to ensure momentum continues in the next week, which I love. So I'm gonna finish up right now. Had a wonderful day. Gonna make the most here in San Diego, California. It's a beautiful day now. It's amazing to wake up super early, get done with almost a whole day's work, and it's still sunny and bright out. So hopefully we can explore some good hikes, scenery, nature, and some good food. Hope everyone's having a great week. I'm going to do what I can to have fun and explore San Diego once again. Phew. Disaster completely averted. Spoke with the candidate. She only wanted to sync because she just wasn't sure why. The client wanted her to connect with other members of the engineering team. I just basically comforted her, let her know that it's formality. They're just so excited. They want her to meet with other members that she could potentially work very closely with. And just that, keep it simple. And she understood. She's feeling really good. She's expecting the offer to come out sometime today. And basically next steps would be for us to probably either sync up later today, which is unlikely because she wants to really mull over a lot of the terms and information with her partner. And then we'll probably sync up maybe sometime Monday morning to see exactly how she feels, what she wants to do, how do we navigate this. So at least we're ending this week off on a partially positive note. It's not dead, it's still happening right now. I'm gonna be sourcing for a lot more PMs, product professionals, and leadership, speaking to a couple more candidates and hoping to kind of push this momentum forward and finishing whatever we can of a great, crazy, up and down 2022. And as much as we can, look forward to 2023 and hope that the world doesn't blow up, hope that the market doesn't blow up, and we still can do work and have work and just keep providing value as best as we can. So gonna do a little bit more work here for a couple more hours, and then go out, enjoy San Diego for the remainder of the day and also for the weekend. And just want to thank you again for just watching another week in life, what I do every single day as a recruiter. And recruiting is a challenging career path. It's also extremely fulfilling, fast-paced, and exciting as well. And I hope I can do whatever I can to just transparently show you the ups and downs, what we have to deal with every single day. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Feel free to also join our Discord channel, completely free. Information down below. Always love to partner and collab with recruiters. If you have candidates that are looking for new opportunities, if you have clients or you know people who are hiring, who are struggling to fill or recruit in this market, feel free to reach out. We'd love to kind of help and collab in any way possible. We also have just limited slots every week to do coaching calls. So if you're working for yourself, you have a business, you really want to deep dive, you can invest in your business, feel free to reach out. Happy to see how I can help as much as possible based on my experience. But grateful for you all. I hope that you're having a wonderful December. I hope that you, like me, are excited to end this year off on hopefully a positive note. And let's do whatever we can to continue showing up, being consistent, and elevate recruiting together. And I'll see you in a bit, but have a wonderful week and have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you on the next video.